All right, welcome back to the channel. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford were sat next to each other at the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, and I gotta tell you, man, it was it was pure comedy for me. But also, I don't think it is accidental that they were sitting in that position with the cameras on them. Now, there's a reason why I say that, and it's something that Errol Spence Jr. had tweeted. Now, let's get into that conversation in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Errol Spence Jr., the WBC and the IBF champion, was sitting ringside for the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, supporting Deontay Wilder, supporting his company that he works with, the PBC, and Deontay Wilder works with the PBC, supporting that dude, and I loved it. But, you know, one of the first things that was noticed, I think it might have been Black Fight Fan TV that sent out a picture that said Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford are sitting next to each other, right? So when I looked at it, I was like, he said they're sitting near each other. They weren't sitting next to each other. They were sitting near to each other, but well within the frame of a camera to catch them both at the same time. So Errol Spence Jr. tweeted after, he was like, man, who set me next to these all these top ranked dudes? Like, man, why don't you sit me next to AB, man? Sit me next to somebody else, man. I didn't see a whole lot of PBC fighters that they put that camera on, to tell you the truth. But regardless, he said, why do you guys sit me next to them? Well, the obvious reason is why they set you there is because they wanted that optical. They want to have definitely ESPN and those guys, and Fox probably do want to set up another big fight with Deontay Wilder, and not with Deontay Wilder, but with, I wouldn't be surprised if they set up another Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight at all, even though that's the subject for another video that's coming out today, and I'll discuss that. But they're going to push towards Errol Spence Jr. to fight Terence Crawford, because that is, in a partnership between Fox and ESPN, that's the same situation. That's the same situation that just led to this gigantic fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Now, the person that looked happy about it and smiling was Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford looked like he was in a good mood that fight weekend. But here's my thing, man. And I'm gonna keep saying it, and I don't care how many of you dudes come by the comment section and say anything different. All right, Terence Crawford needs to fight somebody, man. Period. Now, you guys that keep coming to my videos saying, oh, you just, you're capping. You're copping a plea. You're not capping. I think capping's lying. Some of y'all young folk tell me what capping is. I believe capping means lying. But it's just not, I know capping means lying, but it's just not something that I use very freely. I just don't feel comfortable saying it. But you're caping, I think it's caping, is, you're just riding for and making excuses for Errol Spence Jr. and all that. No, man. I know what's right, man. I know what's right. Okay. I have a sense on this channel. I do have a sense of right and wrong. Okay. And beyond just, hey man, I want to see this particular fight. Errol Spence Jr., man, has been providing. First of all, Errol Spence Jr. has bigger fights to make. He just does. Errol Spence Jr. has multiple fights that are just as big, and one that is significantly bigger than. Actually, he's got two that are significantly bigger than a Terence Crawford fight for his money. And I'll tell you who the two people that are significantly bigger. One is Manny Pacquiao. Two is Canelo Alvarez. So there's no situation in which Errol Spence Jr. either for money or for pride has to fight Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford has not kept up his part of the bargain. He's not fighting anybody at 147 pounds. And that's just what it is. And I have had conversations with and gone back and forth with the most educated and most diehard Terence Crawford fans. And when we start getting into that conversation, the whole thing gets muted, because You cannot get around that. You can think that Terence Crawford is better than Errol Spence Jr. You can think that Terence Crawford is going to beat Errol Spence Jr. and that he's ducking. You can think all you want to think about what you think would happen in the ring. And hey, man, who knows? It very well might happen in the ring. Maybe Terence Crawford is an excellent, excellent fighter and has a chance to beat anybody. However, Terence Crawford should have to prove that against top fighters at 147 pounds. Period. And let me tell you, let me draw the parallel here and why today I have just a little bit more irritation about it. Because of what happened to Deontay Wilder, what happened for Deontay Wilder. Let me say that. Because it happened for Deontay Wilder. Not two, but four. When Deontay Wilder said that he was going to bet on himself, and he said, look, I'm going to stop chasing Anthony Joshua, trying to get this Anthony Joshua fight, right? And said, I'm going to fight Luis Ortiz because nobody wants to fight him. I'm going to fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury called Tyson Fury to come out of retirement because he was the guy that had held AJ's belts, and he's the guy that beat Klitschko, and they were both, for a brief amount of time, people that had, for however short amount of time it was, those two were both the guys that held all the championship belts. Tyson Fury held the belts that were from Vladimir Klitschko, and Deontay Wilder held the WBC belt. So he went that route, and it worked out for him greatly, but he had to earn it. He had to call for it. He had to make it happen. He had to fight the most difficult fighters that he could get his hands on to get into the situation to have that mega event that he just had last Saturday. And I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. Deontay Wilder, if people say, man, it's prize fighting, that's what it's about. It ain't pride fighting, it's prize fighting. Then hey, man, Deontay Wilder just got one hell of a prize out of that fight. A ton of money with a huge gate in international coverage because he pushed that envelope. Anthony Joshua wasn't pushing the envelope for that. Tyson Fury wasn't even pushing the envelope for that. Tyson Fury didn't take the original rematch that he had, that Deontay had, that he option he had with Deontay Wilder last year. He took a whole year fighting other guys, changing his camp up, doing different things. Deontay Wilder is the one that still pushed that. Deontay Wilder didn't even have to fight Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury didn't have a belt. So if Deontay Wilder, my feeling is this, if Deontay Wilder can do all that, Terence Crawford can fight Sean Porter. Terence Crawford can fight Urdanis Ugas. Terence Crawford can fight Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, shoot, he can get a catch weight. You know what I mean? Well, he can't do a catch weight. I don't think he can do a catch weight with Kell Brook for the WBO 147-pound title because that would make it 154-pound title. But regardless, you get my point. He can do that. Now, if Errol Spence Jr. walks the route that he walks and he's able to get the fight with either Abdukarov, and because that's the IBF mandatory, but hopefully, if according to what he wants, is Danny Garcia and then Manny Pacquiao, hey man, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I don't have any problem with him doing that whatsoever because Manny Pacquiao's got a belt just like Terence Crawford does. But for all y'all people crying at me, getting upset at me for saying it, hey man, it is what it is. Terence Crawford can do a Deontay Wilder. He can do a Deontay Wilder. He can go fight the tough guys that it seems like other people don't want to fight. The one guy that no welterweight is hungry for right now because he has a loss to Errol Spence Jr., a recent loss to Errol Spence Jr. is Sean Porter. And who else is Bud gonna fight? There is rumors of him fighting, what is this dude's name? Van Heerden. Hopefully those rumors are not true. And that's not hating. That's not hating on Bud, man. But if you think that it's hating on Bud, hey, okay, all right, call me a Bud hater. It's not going to change the fact. You can say that you think that I'm a Bud hater, and you can, but it doesn't matter. Either what I said is true or it's not. Either Terence Crawford has not fought a top guy at 147 yet, or he has. Which one is it? If he hasn't, then what can you say to me about my opinion on that matter? Nothing. Can't say a word about it because it's true. All right. You might not like me very much and you could be my neighbor and despise me. But if your dog stops in my yard and relieves itself on my yard, and I'm looking at that dog relieve itself on my yard, on my lawn, and I walk up and I say, hey man, will you clean up your dog stuff? You can't turn around and tell me that, you're just hating on me. No, I do. Yeah, I do. I do hate you. I do not like you. I do not like you at all. But either that's your dog's, that's either your dog's business or it's not your dog's business. Clean up your dog's business. Okay. So it could either be a scenario like I say it is, where I think Terence Crawford is the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, and I want to see him put himself in a situation where there can be no questions. That fight must happen. It could be that, or I could just be hating on Terence Crawford and just wanting to say bad things about him. But it doesn't matter. Either he's fought a top welterweight, and either he's not fought a top welterweight, and Errol Spence Jr. has just as big and bigger fights to make. So he needs to wait in line until it happens, or not. You know what I mean? One or the other. You pick which one you think it is. But anyway, for me, it is what it is. I hope to see the fight. I really hope, but while we're waiting for that fight to take place, I really hope that I get to see Terence Crawford in a very, very good fight, because I don't know if I just hope that he gets to be in a good fight against somebody that's, they can add to the dude's reputation and make that fight something that really needs to pop off. Because, man, the PBC is not going to be in the business really of throwing fighters around to guys where you're not going to be making a ton of money doing it just for the sake of blowing kisses and boxing fans. I just don't think that that's the business they're going to be in. That's definitely not the business ESPN is in. So since that's the world that we live in, even though we don't like it, that's the world that we live in. But you let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you to everybody that supports on the Patreon channel. Thank you to everybody that supports on the as a member of the channel, and everybody that supports in the live streams we do Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. Sunday Central Standard Time on OG Boxing Talk. I'll check you out in the next one. Peace.